Welcome back to SimTour Project episode 17, a series where I'm showcasing the sim racing setups of my viewers and hoping to give you all inspiration regarding all this hobby has to offer. New for SimTour Project, I'll be giving the renowned and highly sought after OC Racing sim racing gloves to the best setup of every episode as decided by you. To vote, head over to the community section of my channel where you'll see the poll, and after 24 hours, I'll reach out to the person with the most voted on setup. Also, if you want to be featured on this series, watch the video outlining all the instructions in the video description, and with all that said, sit back, relax, and let's get right into it. Starting off strong, we have Hylon. I think that's how you say it. Hylon is a 33-year-old from Trinidad and Tobago, and he has been working for around 5 years on this setup and has spent an estimated $12,000 on it. So what did he get for that amount of money? Well, a lot. Starting with his wheelbase, he is using a SimHQ 2 Sport, which mounts on both a Gomez Sim Industries FPE Tony Kanaan edition and a Cube Controls GT Pro OMP version. For his pedals, he's also rocking the popular Houston Belt Sprints. All of this is mounted on an advanced Sim Racing Pro rig with an NRG FRP 300E seat with a few stickers on the back. Also mounted on this rig are technically 7 displays. 4 of these are the main monitors, which are 3 AOC 32G2s as well as an MSI MAG27-4R on the top. The other displays are the SimDash 6.8-inch digital dash unit, a SimPush Race Logic, and a SimPush Luminarc display like you would see on a real GT race car. He's also rocking a Stream Deck with a Precision Sim Engineering PSP for practically unlimited buttons. To keep all of this running, Hylon has a beautiful computer full of RGB. It boasts an RTX 3080 Founders Edition alongside a water-cooled i7 13700K CPU and 64GB of RAM. This PC is an absolute beast and should handle all his sim racing sims, being iRacing and Assetto Corsa, very nicely. Overall, a very impressive and good-looking setup. Thank you, Hylon, for submitting. And next up, we have Nathan. Coming in from Canada, Nathan is a 29-year-old who has spent around 3 years building this 3,000 Canadian dollar setup. Compared to what we just saw, this setup is a lot more minimalist. He's using a Logitech G Pro wheelbase that he won from a lucky draw in the Logitech G Challenge, as well as the pedal set that came along with it, being the Logitech G Pro pedals. Apparently, he's just a big Logitech fan, as he's also using the Logitech G Pro wireless headset. Nathan mounts all of this gear on a Playseat Challenge, which he plans to upgrade next, but in the meantime, he's also got a butt kicker attached to it for added immersion. Also immersive is his Oculus or MetaQuest 3, which he uses alongside a Gigabyte G34 WQC ultrawide monitor. To power this setup, Nathan is using a slightly dusty but still great computer. It mounts an RTX 3070 and an AMD 5600 as well as 32GB of RAM on an MSI Tomahawk motherboard. Alongside his sim racing rig, he also wanted to show off his Luke Skywalker lightsaber, very cool, to complete a very clean setup. Nathan, thank you for submitting and congratulations on winning your free direct drive wheel from that giveaway. And now moving on, we have Oliver. Oliver is a 13-year-old from Norway who plays a variety of titles on his approximately $3,800 setup. For his wheelbase, he uses the MOZA R9 paired with a MOZA ES and KS rim. Also for MOZA are his pedals, those being the CRPs, giving him a very solid combo. And speaking of solid, all of this is mounted on a DIY rig, which seems surprisingly sturdy from the clips he's shown. Also DIY is the monitor mount, which he's put 3 27-inch BenQ displays on, as well as a 24-inch Acer on the top of. All of this leading to a very immersive experience. Moreover, he's also got both an AliExpress handbrake and a Thrustmaster TH8A shifter on custom mounts, making a very complete and solid rig. And get this right, he's also using an OMP Pista seat, which according to the previous owner was used by Peter Solberg, who for those of you unaware is a WRC champion. Let me know if you think he's lying in the comments. Anyways, behind the rig stands a mighty PC boasting an RTX 3070 with an Intel i5 and a Lenovo pre-built. Furthermore, he's added a Moniker BR50 base shaker for extra immersion and also wanted to show off his collection of LEGO cars as well as a beautiful Toto Wolff pillow. Overall, a very well put together setup. Thank you, Oliver, for submitting. And moving up on the list, we have Nicholas. Nicholas is a 14-year-old from Canada who is quite new to sim racing. So far, he's spent around 2 to 3 months with this rig and has spent around $3,500 to $4,000 on it. Quite the starter rig. For his wheelbase, he has the new Fanatec Club Sport DD paired up with the popular McLaren GT3 rim. Down below and also from Fanatec are his pedals, being the Club Sport B3s. And now back above, he's also using a Thrustmaster TH8A shifter, all mounted on a Trak Racer TR80 chassis with a Trak Racer seat as well. Mounted behind it is an Alienware E7 monitor, which seems to be stacked onto a shelf, and on top of his monitor he says is a Toyota Bear with a Next Level Racing lanyard to keep him company while driving. He said he's hoping to upgrade to triples soon, as well as a round wheel and handbrake, but so far it definitely sounds like he's enjoying his new hobby. Of course, powering everything is a PC fitted with a 4060 Ti paired with an i7-12700K and a Dell pre-built unit. These specs sure will provide everything he needs in terms of performance, completing a very nice and solid setup. Thank you, Nicholas, for submitting. And finally, ending off the episode, we get to Tyler's rig, who seems to be rocking a full Thrustmaster setup mounted on a desk. He's got himself a TSXW wheelbase that is paired with a Thrustmaster Sparkle rim for the wheel. As for his pedals, he uses a set of TLCM Lultels being held up by a couple of weights. While driving, he sits on an office chair, which luckily doesn't have any caster wheels, but even though he doesn't have a traditional chassis and seat, this hasn't stopped his pursuit of realism as he's mounted a butt kicker Gamer 2 onto it. Now, as for his screens, he uses an insane triple monitor setup using 3 32-inch Samsung monitors all on separate mounts. With the way he's managed to mount these, he's getting right around 180 degrees of full coverage, which is pretty wild for a desk rig. Next to the wheelbase, he also mounts an SHH Newt 2 shifter, as well as an iPad he's using as a digital dash display. To power the rig, he's got a very nice PC with an RTX 3070 Founders Edition paired with an AMD R5 5600X. He's mounting this as well as 32GB of RAM onto a GB X570 motherboard to complete a very powerful build. Besides just the Star Wars rig, he's also managed to fill up his room with Star Wars posters and a Roland drum set to complete the setup. Overall, he's definitely making the absolute most out of what he has, especially that desk. Thank you, Tyler, for submitting. And just like that, this wraps up SimTour Project episode 17. Remember to vote on your favorite in the community section of my channel, submit your setup if you're interested in being featured, and with all that said, as always, thank you all for watching, stay safe, and have a fantastic rest of your day.